magandang umaga sa ating lahat. And for today, we are your reporter and we are the Group 4. And for today's objectives, at the end of the lesson, the students will be able to first identify the 7 elements of music and classify the different musical terms and their respective beats and appreciate the body of music by composing a jingle. So listen and let's learn.
Good morning everyone, I'm Janine Noveno, the first presenter for this topic, and our topic is all about the scope and sequence of music. So here, the scope of music, meron tayong mga musical terms. Ipapakilala ko sa inyo kung ano-ano yung mga musical terms na meron sa isang musical sheets, kung familiar kayo doon, kung sino yung mga part dito o member ng music ministry nila sa kanilang mga churches. So, ito yon. Dito natin makikita yung mga yun sa mga musical sheets. And another one is the elements or the rudiments na tinatawag, elements of music. Makikita natin dito yung iba't ibang elements ng music. So, first, alamin muna natin kung ano ang scope and sequence in music at bakit kailangan natin pag-aralan to, yung mga terms, mga elements na to, pwede ko naman pakantahin lang yung estudyante ko, di ba? So, aalamin natin dito kung bakit mahalagang pag-aralan to para mas lalo nilang maintindihan at mas magiging love nila at mas ma-appreciate nila ang pag-aaral ng music. Scope and sequence in music will help us to organize and plan our lesson. Kasi ang pinaka-goal dito, kapag music teacher ka, is mas maintindihan nila yung isang concept at mas makita nila yung purpose ng bawat mga notes, kung bakit nandun yon, kung bakit merong ganito. So, yun yung pinaka-goal ng isang music teacher na mapakita yung purpose ng mga terms na yon. So, ang pag-aaral ng music is parang pag-aaral lang din ng buhay yan. Walang shortcuts, okay? Hindi pwedeng overnight lang na pagkagising mo, magaling ka na agad kumanta. So, si Lea Salonga ba, nung pinanganak siya, kumakanta na ba siya agad? So syempre, hindi siya ganun kagaling. So, it takes time, di ba? So, yung bata na pinanganak ay hindi naman siya agad matututong tumakbo kung hindi niya pa natutunan kung paano humakbang at lumakad. So, kagandahan na dinasenyo sa atin ng Panginoon dahil sa isang nanay na nagbubuntis, hindi naman agad yun ilalabas niya agad, diba? So, marami munang mga stages na dadaanan niya. At sa mga stages na yun, doon siya mape-prepare para maging isang nanay. So, yun, wala nga shortcut sa pag-aaral ng music. Hindi siya minamadali. Sabi nga, diba? So, lahat ng nagmamadali ay nagkakamali. So, ayaw naman natin magkamali, no? So, sa pag-aaral ng music, kapag magtuturo ka na, imi-make sure natin kung naiintindihan na ba ng mga bata yon, kung clear na ba sa kanila yung bawat concept na tinuturo natin sa kanila. Dahil hanggat hindi pa clear yon, hindi tayo pwedeng mag-move or mag-step forward ng another topic hanggat yung pinaka-basic pa lang is hindi pa nila nagigets, okay? So, kung tatanungin natin sila ng shall we move on to another concept, another topic about music, at may magsasabi pa rin dyan ng no ma'am, di ko pa rin po magets tong part na to. So, hindi mo na tayo pwedeng mag-move or mag-step ng another concept hanggat hindi pa nila naiintindihan yung part na yon. Kasi ganoon naman talaga, 'di ba? Hindi tayo sa buhay, hindi tayo makaka-move on sa isang bagay kung hindi natin 'to naiintindihan kung bakit nangyari yon. Okay, dahil learning the fundamentals or the basic elements of music, merong mga right skill kasi tayo matututunan dyan. Kaya sinasabi natin na hindi yan minamadaling pag-aralan dahil may mga skill na dapat ma-acquired ang mga bata or mga estudyante natin at ma-develop sa kanila. So, dapat clear yon. So, sa music, lagi natin tatandaan na each term, each elements has a purpose at mas ma-enjoy natin yan kapag mismo tayo yung nakakita or naka-experience kung ano yung purpose nila. Okay, so let's move on to our first topic, which is the notation or the terms in music.
So first, alamin natin kung ano ang music notation or musical terms. So music notation are the symbols used in written music. So ito yung mga makikita natin sa mga musical sheets. Ito yung dito natin makikita yung mga staff, yung mga dalawang clefs, yung mga musical notes and rest, at yung mga beats nila.
Octave or mas kilala siyang staff. Okay, so staff is a foundation for music notation. At yung staff, papakita ko sa inyo, meron ditong whiteboard kung saan i-drawing natin dito yung staff. Staff is consist of 4 spaces and 5 horizontal lines. So, meron siyang 5 na lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, meron siyang 5 horizontal lines and then meron din siyang mga 4 spaces. Kung saan dito i-drawing or dito nilalagay yung mga notes, yung mga rest, at yung mga musical symbols. Dito sila kinakabit sa staff. Dito natin sila makikita, okay? Okay, sa music, meron tayong dalawang clefs. Ito ay ang G clef or ang treble clef na tinatawag, and another one is the bass clef or mas kilalang F clef. So ngayon ipapakita ko sa inyo kung paano mag-drawing ng G clef and F clef. Okay, so the G clef or treble clef is the highest range of sound in music. So ito yung mga voice, mga instrument that has the highest range of sound. Okay, ngayon, malalaman natin kung bakit sila tinawag na F clef, bakit sila tinawag na G clef. So sabi natin kanina, yung stave or yung staff is it composed of 5 lines and 4 spaces. So yung mga 5 lines and 4 spaces na yun, magkakaroon na sila ng names. Okay, so sa G clef, ayan, nakalagay na yung G clef sa staff natin. So meron ng names each lines and spaces. So sa spaces, meron tayong F, A, C, E. Yan. So, merong acronym na binigay dyan para mas lalo natin matandaan. So, yung sa lines is EGBDF, Every Good Boy Does Fine. Every good boy does fine. So, ito yung tinuturo sa atin ng mga teacher natin nung nasa elementary grades tayo nun. So, sa mga spaces naman is FACE or face. So, yan yung names ng mga lines and spaces kapag sa G clef. So, bakit kaya sinabing G clef itong symbol na to? Itong symbol na to, bakit kaya sinabing G clef? Okay, so makikita natin dito na yung G clef is yung pinaka hook niya is naka-wrap sa, ito yung pinaka hook niya is parang naka-wrap siya doon sa second line, which is, anong name ng second line is G, di ba? So, ibig lang sabihin yan na yung kung saan naka-wrap, it fixes the note of pitch name G. So, kaya siya tinawag na G clef kasi doon naka-wrap yung hook niya sa pitch name G. So, kung yung G clef or treble clef is the highest range of sound in music, so yung kabaliktaran naman nito is tinatawag na F clef or yung bass clef. It is the lowest range of sound in music. So, ganito naman siya dinadrawing. Okay, next is the F clef or the bass clef. So, parang kanina yung sa G clef, meron silang mga kanya-kanyang names, yung mga lines and spaces. So, dito naman sa F clef, kung ang G clef ay meron siyang Every Good Boy Does Fine, yung mga lines niya is merong Every Good Boy Does Fine. Dito naman sa F clef ay meron siyang Good Boy Does Fine Always. So, meron na siyang A, which is always. Good boy does fine always. At sa spaces naman, meron siyang ACEG or ACE. Kung kanina sa G clef face siya, mas madaling tandaan. Ngayon, dito naman sa F clef, yung mga spaces niya ay merong A, C, E, G, or all cows eat grass. All cows eat grass. So, bakit siya tinawag na F clef? So, parang kanina sa G clef, yung hook niya is makikita na naka-wrap sa pitch name G sa second line. Pero ito naman is sa pitch name F. So, makikita natin itong hook niya is wrap sa pitch name F sa fourth line, which is F. So, kaya siya tinawag na F clef. Okay, last, we have note and rest. So, makikita natin dito yung mga itsura ng mga notes, mga rest, kung ano yung mga names nila, at kung ilan yung mga bits nila. So, we have first the whole note. Okay, ganyan yung itsura ng whole note. At yung whole note, meron tayong 4 bits. Sa half note, meron tayong 2 bits. Sa quarter note, meron tayong 1 bit. Sa 8th note, we have 1 half. And sa 16th note, meron tayong 1/4. So, para mas maintindihan natin, so, ito. Okay, so medyo magmamat tayo dito na, pero madali lang to. So, sabi natin kanina, ang whole note is equivalent to 4 bits. Ang half note is equivalent to 2 bits. Ang quarter note is equivalent to 1 bit. Ang 8th note is equivalent to 1/2 bit. Ang 16th note is equivalent to 1/4 bit. Yan. So, yan yung mga equivalent sila sa bit. So, kung pag-aaralan natin na ang isang whole note, kung 4 bits siya, meron siyang katumbas na 2 half note. So, meron siyang 2 half note because each half note is equivalent to 2 bits. So, 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Kung ang isang whole note may 2 half note, ang isang half note may katumbas na ilang quarter note. So, 2 quarter note. Each half note is equivalent to 2 quarter notes. So, kaya siya sinabing quarter note dahil 4. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each quarter note is equivalent to 1 bit. Next, sa isang quarter note, ilang mabubuong 8th note? Kung ang 8th note is equivalent to 1/2 bit, so sa isang bit, meron siyang 2 mabubuong 8th note. Ayan. Kasi each 8th note is equivalent to 1/2 bit. 1/2 plus 1/2 is equal to 1.
Okay, kung yung isang quarter note ay may katumbas na 2 8th note, ang isang 8th note naman may katumbas na 2 16th note. Okay? Sa isang 8th note ay may katumbas na 2 16th note. Each 8th note, okay, 1/8th note is equivalent to 2 16th note.
So, sa isang whole note, meron siyang 2 half note. Sa isang half note, meron siyang katumbas na 4 na quarter note. So, sa isang quarter note, may katumbas siyang isang 8th note. Sa isang 8th note, may katumbas siyang 2 16th note. Okay. So, ganyan.
Okay, to sum up the music notation or musical terms, here are the symbols used in written music. The G clef or treble clef, the F clef or bass clef, the staff, and the notes and rest value.
Good day, future educator. I am Karizgil M. Tambag, and we are going to continue the discussion dito sa elements of music. So, later on, maiisa-isa natin kung ano nga ba yung mga ibig sabihin nitong mga elements of music. So, ano nga ba ang music? Music is a vocal or instrumental sounds combined in such a way as to produce beauty of form, harmony, and expressions of emotion. So, sa madaling sabi, music is made of sound and vibration. Halimbawa na lamang nito is a people singing or pwede ding sounds from a musical instrument. So, let's move on to our next slide. So first, we have the rhythm. Rhythm is an element of time in music. Pag sinabi nating rhythm, it is a music elements that makes us move or even just the top of the foot when we listen to a song. So that is rhythm. So we have here the important aspects of rhythm. So let's take a look at the first one, which is the duration. Duration refers to how long a sound or silence lasts. So, gaano ba katagal ang tunog ng isang musical note? Or gaano ba katagal ang silence ng isang musical rest? So, that's what you call duration. Next, we have here the tempo. The tempo is the speed at which a passage of music is or should be played. Or this is also the rate of speed of motion or activity. Next. So, mayroon naman tayong tinatawag na tempo markings or tempo indications. So, ito yung mga Italian terms nila, and yung nasa kabilang side naman is yung kanilang English terms. So, largo means large or labored, adagio means slow, andante means steady or walking, moderato, moderate, allegro, fast or happy, and last but not the least is the presto, means very fast. So, these are the examples. Let us now take a look at the dynamics. Ang dynamics ay tumutukoy sa volume of the music and also the loudness and softness of the music or a tone. So next, we have here the basic dynamics. So, we have here the Italian terms, their symbols, and their English terms. We have the pianissimo, which is very quiet, piano, which is quiet, mezzo piano, moderately quiet, mezzo forte, moderately loud, forte means loud, and fortissimo means very loud. Next, we have here the other basic terms relating to dynamics. So the first one is the crescendo, gradually getting louder, diminuendo or decrescendo, gradually getting quieter, and the accent, punching or leaning into a note harder to temporarily emphasize it. So, gradually getting louder, dahan-dahang lumalakas, and gradually getting quieter, dahan-dahang humihina. Well, dito naman sa accent, it is a default marking na ginagamit ng mga composers or arrangers to indicate a strong emphasis or a note. So, pakinggan natin kung ano nga ba yung difference ng crescendo sa decrescendo. Oh my gosh.
Again. One more time. Did you hear it? One more time.
So, that was the difference of crescendo to decrescendo. Next. So, ganito yung itsura ng crescendo, decrescendo, and accent. So, dito sa accent, composers include marks like dito sa taas, sa musical score, to indicate which notes receive the most emphasis. Accent may also be played by making a note longer or shorter than the other note. So, that was the accent means or look like. So, let's take a look at the melody. Melody is the linear horizontal presentation of pitch. Pitch is kung gaano ba kataas or kababa yung tunog. Yun yung tinutukoy ng pitch. While melody, it is the sweet or agreeable succession or arrangement of sounds. Ito yung part ng music na pinaka-catchy or memorable. Ibig sabihin, madaling maintindihan or ma-memorize. So, melodies can be described as conjunct and disjunct. Sa conjunct, there is the melody that is moving by full or half step. While sa disjunct naman, ito yung melody that rises and falls quickly, with large intervals between one note and the next. So, pakinggan natin kung ano nga ba yung tunog ng conjunct at disjunct. So, kung mapapansin nyo, sa disjunct, meron siyang pagka-jumpy. May pagka-jumpy yung kanyang tunog. So, next. Next is the harmony. Harmony is the verticalization of pitch. Often, harmony is thought of as the art of combining pitches into chords. Several notes played simultaneously as a block. So, ito yung sound of two or more notes heard simultaneously. It is the supporting pitches sound that accompany a melody. Halimbawa na lang nito is si Via and Larkin is performing on stage. Via is singing while Larkin is playing the piano accompaniment. Si Via is the melody while si Larkin naman is the harmony. Next, harmony can describe as dissonance and consonance. Consonance and dissonance ay tumutukoy sa dalawang magkaibang tunog and the way we respond to them. Consonant harmonies are a combination of pitches and chords which are agreeable or easy to listen to and make pleasing sound. While sa dissonant harmonies naman are a combination of pitches in a chord which are relatively harsh or grating. So dissonance is a harsh sounding harmonic combination, while the consonance is a smooth sounding harmonic combination. So pakinggan natin kung ano nga ba yung tunog ng dissonance at consonance.
Seconds and sevenths are the dissonant intervals and sound rather unpleasant as note pairs. The most perfect consonance is the perfect unison, followed most closely by the perfect octave. The pitches sound pleasant together, creating what we label a major or minor sound.
So that was the sound of consonance and dissonance.
Hi, I am Mariela Porneliosa, and I will continue the next three elements of music, which is tone color, texture, and musical form. With that, let's start. So another element of music is tone color, or its timbre. It is pronounced as timbre. Say that again, timbre. Yeah. Okay, so tone color or timbre. So before we start to know about timbre, I want you to listen to this first and recognize what instrument am I playing. Recognize what instrument is being played. So in those examples, we can say that every musical instrument or voice are different from each other. They have different quality of sound, character, and every voice or musical instrument are unique from each other. Doon papasok ang tone color or timbre. Because timbre is a particular tone that distinguishes the sound or a combination of sound. Or in simplest definition, ang tone color o ang timbre ay dinedefine as the quality of voice or the musical instrument. O di kaya naman, it's the uniqueness of sound or the characteristic of a voice or an instrument. So, ito yung tunog na pinoproduce ng isang musical instrument or voice ng tao. Definition, we can say na ang tone color o ang timbre ay ang tunog or the quality of sound na maririnig natin na pinoproduce ng isang musical instrument or ng voice. And by that, we can distinguish kung anong instrument yun or voice, and we can describe it. Pwede nating i-describe na it's colorful, it's airy, it's fun, it's loud. Like sa example natin kanina, yung ukulele ay nasa C chord, and yung guitar ay nasa C chord din. And yung guitar at ukulele ay magkasama sa family of strings dahil string sila. But, they don't have the same sound. Kung pakinggan natin, magkaiba yung sound nila or magkaiba yung timbre nila. Dahil ngayon sa timbre, dahil every musical instrument or voice are different from each other. It's unique. Unique yung quality ng sound na pinoproduce ng mga ito. Describe natin ang tunog ng ukulele. We can say na ang sound nito ay colorful, fun, ganyan. While the guitar, kung i-describe naman natin ang timbre nito, ito ay uplifting, sweet, warm, ganyan. Another example natin is yung voice. We are unique. Everyone is unique. So is our voice are different from each other. Na merong malaki, maliit, mababa, mataas, ganyan. Pag-distinguish ng sound ng voice, 'di ba? Meron tayo pag sa babae, pag mataas, soprano, pag mababa ay alto. Tapos kapag sa boys, merong tenor at bass. Ganun. So that's timbre. It allows us to identify the two playing musical instrument or voice playing the same note, the same pitch, or di kaya naman ay the same volume. Dahil nga, the sounds are different, madidistinguish natin kung ano yung mga musical instrument na nandoon sa isang kanta. So, katulad ng mga painters, di ba, they use different colors para magbigay ng effect or mas mapaganda pa yung kanilang painting. So, ganun din yung mga composers at musicians. They use different timbres or different sounds, different musical instrument, ganyan, to produce a beautiful music. So, the next element of music na pag-aaralan natin ay ang texture. So, ano ba yung texture? Texture refers to the number of musical lines or melodies and the relationship of these lines to one another. So, the quality of one layer or many layers of sound is called texture. Texture, it tells kung gaano karami ang tunog o ang melody na maririnig natin sa isang awitin or sa isang music. Na kadalasan ang texture, it is describe ang thinnest or thickest ng sound or ang kapal at nipis ng tunog o di kaya naman ay ang lightness or ang heaviness ng kanta. And also, we can describe texture as the layers of sound. Sa pag-identify ng texture, we need to be careful not to confuse the number of musical lines with the number of performers producing the musical lines. Dahil ang tinitingnan natin dito ay ang melody or ang melodic sound, hindi ang performers o ang musical instrument na tinutugtog nila. And meron tayong 3 kinds of texture, which is una, monophonic, next, homophonic, and polyphonic. Let's start with monophonic. So, ano ba ang meaning ng monophonic? Monophonic means one sound. Bakit one sound? Kasi mono means one and phonic means sound. So, it's one sound. And monophonic is a single melodic line without any accompaniment. Ulitin natin, it's a single melodic line without any accompaniment. Wala siyang kasama. Isang sound lang siya. Sa layer, isang layer lang. Some example of monophonic is singing solo, cappella, humming, whistling, or unison. Next kind ng texture ay ang homophonic. So, homophonic is a single melodic sound accompanied by musical instrument. Kung kanina ang monophonic, walang accompaniment. Dito naman, single sound pa rin siya, pero may accompaniment ng music or musical instrument. And dito sa homophonic texture, yung accompaniment niya na musical instrument like guitar o kaya naman ay piano, ganyan. It support the melody. The structure is the polyphonic. So, poly means many and phonic means sound. So, ibig sabihin, it means many sound. Polyphonic, many, and sound. So, therefore, it means many sound. So, polyphonic, ayan, marami ng sound. So, ano ba yung mga example ng polyphonic? Ayan, ang example niya is first, marching band, a choral, di ba? Maraming sound yung mga yon. Musical ensemble, or di kaya naman ay ang round song. The last element of music, ito ay ang musical form. So, ano ba ang musical form? So, musical form is the organization of musical elements. Pag-aralan natin yung different elements of music. Meron tayo dyang melody, rhythm, dynamics, pitch, tone color, ganyan. And dito sa musical form, dito na nakaayos o naka-organize ang mga yun. Diba nga, when we say organization, it is the process of grouping things in order. Short, ang musical form ay ang overall structure or plan ng isang piece of music, and it describes the layout of a composition as divided into section. It's the structure of a song or composition. Di ba nga sa isang kanta, meron siya doon na yung hati-hati niya is merong verse, tapos chorus, tapos refrain, tapos bridge. So, ganun mo siya gustong kantahin. And sa musical form ay ganun. Ito yung pagkaka-organize niya kung paano dapat siya kakantahin or paano siya ipi-play. We have here 5 different kinds of musical form. Una ay ang unitary form, pangalawa strophic form, then the binary, and ternary at ang true composed. So, let's start with unitary. So, first is the unitary form. So, ito yung pinakamadali. So, sa unitary form, ang tatandaan lang natin, pag unitary form siya, meron siyang one melody and one verse. Ulit-ulit lang siya. Mga example nito is row, row, row your boat, ganyan. Baba black ship, happy birthday, rain, rain, go away, ganyan. Nakadalasan, ang unitary form ay ginagamit sa mga lullabies o kaya naman ay nursery rhymes. Next musical form ay ang strophic form. It is designed in vocal music in which the same music is used for several different verses of words. So, dito naman sa strophic form, the same ang melody niya sa lahat ng verses. Kung kanina sa unitary, isang verse lang at isang melody. Dito naman sa strophic form, one melody, pero madaming verses. At sa mga verses na yun, iba-iba yung lyrics niya or iba-iba yung words na ginamit. Pero pare-pareho pa rin ang melody. Itong strophic form ay pwede rin nating tawagin na AA form. Na parang ito yung sign niya na nilalagay A sa stanza, tas A pa rin dun sa susunod na verse. Kasi nga, it has the same melody. So, example ng strophic form is itong Leron-Leron Sinta. So, kung makikita natin yung first verse niya is Leron-Leron Sinta, buko ng papaya. And then, pag dumating sa second verse, yung tono ng unang verse ay ganun din sa pangalawa. And pag ganun din sa pangatlo. The binary form. Dito naman, it's a two-part song na we call this AB form. Na the melody change or iba yung melody sa A part at sa B part. A and B are in contrast na usually nagbabago siya sa key. Key of C sa unang part, tapos key of D sa B part. Ganun. Na sa unang stanza, iba yung tono, kaya naman sa B part ay iba rin ang tono. Para mas maintindihan natin, ito yung example.
Santa Clara, Pinong-Pino, ang pangako ko ay ganito. Pagdating ko po sa bando, ay magsasayaw ng panda.
ay a two-part form and ang tawag dito ay AB form. Ang next naman na musical form ay ang ternary form, which is a three-part form, and we call this ABA form. So, ano ba yung ternary form? So, ternary form, it features a return of the initial music after a contrasting section. So, ang ternary form, it is where the first section A is repeated after the second section B. Kaya naman tinawag na A, B, A. So, ang gagawin lang, uulitin yung una hanggang sa dulo. Ang maiiba lang ay yung nasa gitna, which is yung B. Yan, para siyang statement, contrast, and restatement. Yung una, tapos yung contrast or yung naiiba, tapos uulitin yung A doon sa dulo. Kunwari, si A at B ay magkaiba, tapos sa last part ay uulitin si A. So, para mas maintindihan natin, ito ang example. Form ay ang true composed. Ito, madali lang naman siyang tandaan. Dahil ang true composed, ito yung structure in which there is no repeat or return of any large-scale musical section. Walang nauulit, walang uulitin na melody, tuloy-tuloy lang siya. Parang A, B, C, D, E. Parang ganun yung ano niya, yung sign. Dahil nga walang mauulit na A, walang mauulit na B. Ganun yung true composed.
Es ist der Vater mit seinem Kind. Er hat den Knaben wohl in dem Arm. Er fasst ihn sicher, er hält ihn fast.
So, para mas ma-appreciate natin yung discussion, mind if you'll spend me a little of your time to play this video. So, let's play. now.